Taking on a 5-day fast again. But why? With all the freaking health knowledge out there right now, and all we're told is we need supplements, we need medication, we need all of this stuff, I want to try and put some of this to bed and talk about intuition and understanding that you are enough and understanding your body can be just the ticket. So I thought I'll try and explain on a walk. Now this morning I really wanted to go out for a surf, but that's very anaerobic. So when it comes to that, I know that that's not going to be the best for my 5 days. So instead, I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to come and get lost. So I'm going to go for a walk for about 4 hours and try to explain why I want to go on a 5-day fast as a nutritionist, trying to inspire others, but also for personal reasons. So just as we are wandering, trying to follow Google a little bit and then trying to follow the directions, I was like, do I go that way? No, I'll follow Google. It looks like a road. Wrong direction. So I have to turn around. But it's all right. Keep moving on. It makes me smile because it is life's sweet tapestry, eh? You know, I really struggle with this understanding of we need protein shakes, we need antidepressants, we need antibiotics, we need all this, right? I get it. If you've got a big infection or if you're in a car crash or whatever, then surgery and doctors are the best thing in the world. Hands down, amazing. But when it comes to IBS, when it comes to depression, when it comes to all these things, most people, when they're trying to put on muscle, you keep having creatine, you keep having protein shakes, you keep having all this stuff, and you're still skinny fat. Now, these companies have told you that you should be getting big and muscular by now. Why haven't you? Why hasn't the fucking planet? And I really want to try and break this down, not just in this walk, but over the next 5 days when it comes to my fasting experience. Because, if we give our system a rest, it's amazing what it can do for itself. And hopefully I get to see a little bit of that and take you along for the ride. But like I say, if sometimes there's a big hedge in front of you and you can't go through, you have to turn back and you have to get back on that road. Sometimes it could just be the basic way of doing it, your own sense of understanding. And then, oh my God, wow, I didn't know that was coming. Holy shitballs. Wow. Jesus. I'm really glad I caught that because that was genuinely wow. I didn't even realize I was that close to the ocean. Boys, look. Look. It's amazing. They're soaked. Best antidepressant going. So I'm going to try and explain mitochondria and why the first 24 hours is a really important part to be able to create something called mitophagy, which then can give you more energy over time. Okay, so we're going to try and explain the first bit, the first 24 hours. So what am I looking to achieve within the first 24 hours? So when it comes to something called mitochondrial health, so your mitochondria, that's catch. So you got your mitochondria. Mitochondria is basically, it's like your powerhouse, and it creates something called ATP. Now ATP, I would like to say it's a little bit like petrol. Now you can't just run petrol in your car, well, diesel, I'd say more petrol. But you got to make sure that the oil's been changed, you've got to make sure that the filters are good, you've got to make sure that the tyres are good, all of that stuff. Now when it comes to ATP, In a fasted state, so when you're not eating for a certain period of time, you've got something called mitophagy. Now, that's not really going to happen in the first 24 hours, but you're setting yourself up for it. And when it comes to ATP production, that is fucking great. Because ATP is the thing that helps you breathe, it helps you talk, it helps you walk, it helps you recover, and it helps you sleep efficiently. So if there is a possibility to be able to be running more efficient, then I believe that it's worth just trialing not eating for a bit. But I understand a lot of conflict when it comes to fasting, and that's why I'm trying to do this as a day by day. So hopefully some people can connect with it. So please do, if you can, leave a comment, like it, whatever you want to do. But then I would like to try and explain more when it comes to the science behind nutritional application, because I'm a performance coach, so I help people on a nutritional level create, yes, professional athletes, great, but also cancer patients. You know, in complete, my passion is being able to help people once they've been completely trashed, whether that's being through IBS, cancer, Alzheimer's. All of this stuff can be very much put into a nutrient deficiency, and if you give your body some time, you'd be surprised with what it can do. So I just want to be able to empower you guys to be able to think about that a little bit more and have a little bit more science behind it, so you can kind of talk about it to your friends and family as you want to. But for now, thank you for the inspiration, because it has been a long time coming with me thinking about doing some sort of long form channel to be able to explain my passion behind nutrition and why I don't really like using supplementation unless completely necessary, but also performance coaching, you know, being able to help people thrive instead of just trying to survive. So that'll do for now. Let's try and walk on. Insulin sensitivity. That's the next one. That is so important. So insulin basically is like it's like a key in a lock. So you undo the lock, you open the lock, and then in comes glucose. So in comes sugar. Now we eat a lot, like regularly. So that key basically is always open. Gosh, lad. Come on. You want to come in the video? And in that, sit down. Sit down, sit down, sit down, you're ruining the video. And in that, so you've opened up the doorway. Basically glucose is coming in the sugar, and because you're having it consistently, your body's never having a rest. So it's basically like kind of like rust being created around that lock, where it's just a little bit less efficient. So what you can get even from 24 hours is your body then will be more efficient at letting the glucose in, and then you can burn that better, more efficiently, and feel better for it. Now, for me, I think it's really important that we all realise that it's just abstaining from food, and people go months without eating food and they live and they're fine. Hydration is obviously important, so thinking about water and stuff like that. But getting out for 24 hours and not having any food and going for a walk, if that can increase like anything at all, insulin sensitivity would be, I think, one of the top ones. So it's definitely worth giving a try. Right, should we try and move on a little bit further? I don't know about anybody else, but as a dad, that makes me very proud. Oh, I'm not sure what that was. It's that last bit. French Bulldog. Juice poo like that, 8 years old. Proud dad. So what we're definitely lost. If it wasn't for Google Maps, we would not have a fucking clue where we're going. But even with Google Maps, we're struggling a little bit. That's for sure. But just a quick note, as we are getting lost, and obviously we're not eating now, But has anybody ever had that before? You know, when you've gone out with with some friends or whatever, and you've gone for a nice long walk, and you get a bit lost, and you're like, oh my God, I'm so hungry. And then you don't eat for like 2-3 hours. That in itself is habitual. So that's something that's neurological. And when it comes to fasting, you know, like it's about trying to break that cycle, whether that be through habitual changes, whether it's been like you're adding a bit too much sauce, whether that one cookie turned into 2 cookies a day, you know, all these things which I always think is just human nature. We're looking for a dopamine hit. It's as simple as that. And unless that dopamine's under control, it can be a little bit difficult. Because along this road with fasting, I used to really love caffeine. So I would have maybe 2 espressos a day, and I've been known to have a monster back in the day. When I was training quite a lot. And while it's okay at the time, and I tell you, it was like buzzing at the time, it's super fun, you realise later on how much actually takes away from you and doesn't give to you. And that's like anything really. I deal with people who've got addictions when it comes to smoking and vaping and things like that. And when you go through a fast, not only obviously you're getting all of the mitochondrial benefit, the insulin sensitivity, you've obviously got your intuition, which is like absolutely on fucking steroids, but you also break other habits, which is really interesting. And it's because of something called BDNF, Brain-Derived Neurotrophic Factor, which I'll go through in tomorrow's video, because it takes a little while for that to happen. It's basically the glycogen leaving your brain, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think Cash is believing in that right now. I don't like getting wet. Sorry, bud. Yeah, and just having some fun with it, you know. I believe that people take nutrition very seriously. I take it really seriously because it's my job. But, you know, 200 grams of protein a day, it's a lot of meat all the time. Your body's got to let that go through. Or if you're a vegetarian and you're looking at having a protein coming through loads of cheeses and eggs and whatever, it's good to give it a bit of a break and have some fun with your food. That's the underlying issue of this thing. But I believe that we've been told that we can't trust our own intuition. And you know, you need to give that to the doctor, you need to give that to your PT, whatever it may be. And it's very interesting. I know a lot of PTs that have got IBS problems, that have got a lot of depression, that have got a lot of anxiety, that have got arthritis, whatever it may be. And all these things are just an autoimmune disease. They are, you know, you can AI it now. Go on ChatGPT, look it up. And all of them are very curable. But you've got to be able to put in a bit of the effort, just going back to where it all began. A bit of outdoor work, maybe giving yourself a bit of a reset, a bit of healthy hardship. And then there's intuition. So if you know that you are not running optimally, if you think to yourself, right, I used to feel better than this, I used to have more energy, I used to be able to recover better, I used to sleep better, I used to have more sex drive, whatever it may be, if you know that there is more to yourself, then wake up. Because I swear to God, honestly, when I work with people, I love to hear nothing but people thriving instead of just trying to survive. And if your PT is telling you to have a protein shake, train 3 times a week, hitting 3 times 12 with bicep curls and tricep push downs, just explain to them that there's more to life about that than when you're trying to progress through life. Because it is hurting the world right now. We all see there's overweight people everywhere, there's people with depression, there's people with IBS all the time. And I can tell you right now, if you have a look at some of my other videos, there is answers, loads and loads of answers. I've helped people with 20 years worth of IBS, chronic depression. What I want to try and get from these videos is like for you to have an insight into this next 5 days. And joy, Mother Nature sometimes just shows us
there is a little bit more out there. So that's going to be it for today. I thank you very much, each and every one of you, for watching. And like I said, if you can leave a like, a comment, I'll try and do a video for day 2. And I'm going to try and post them up daily. I hope you can hear this after the wind. But thank you to Mother Nature. Thank you to you, team. Wonderful, wonderful day. Boys, come on, sit. Hank, sit. Good boy. Wait, sit. Sit down. Sit. This has been going on for fucking ages. Sit down. Sit down. It's not very photogenic.